What's up, guys? High Value Hacks back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about coping with anxiety, practical strategies for you to live a healthier lifestyle, an anxiety-free lifestyle, and a better one overall. For those of you, if it's your first time, I welcome you. My name is Joe. I'm an entrepreneur, investor, business, life, and relationship coach. For those of you that have seen my videos before, welcome back. If you don't know me already, you know I'm a no bullshit type of guy. I don't Google things and how to deal with anxiety and just spit them out on camera. I'm a big believer that the best things in life learned or lived, although I am a life and business coach, so I did study all this stuff as well. I have helped multiple people deal with anxiety drug-free. Anxiety is a very natural and normal thing that everyone deals with. Some people are going to have more anxiety than others just because of the things and traumatic events that they've been through. Maybe as children, maybe as an adults. The one thing we have to understand is everybody deals with anxiety differently. Everyone's bodies are different. And let's just keep in mind, you don't genuinely understand what other people are going through. So let's try not to judge either. But the first thing we really want to get a hold of is we want to be super honest with ourselves as always. Why are you anxious? What's causing you anxiety? And you're going to go, I don't know, I'm just having anxiety. This is what we talk about getting honest, because at first it's hard to kind of diagnose that. But if you start to really think about it, there are certain events, certain people, certain things you're putting in your body, certain habits. A lot of times it's certain people and you just don't want to wake up to it. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a boss, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's an intimate partner that's giving you extreme anxiety. You're just blaming it on, I just get anxiety. But reality, it's someone causing that anxiety for you. So before we can handle something, you have to understand your anxiety. What's causing it? And I don't mean chemically what's causing it. Why are you getting anxious? Is something you worried about? Does somebody scare you? Does someone intimidate you? Are you scared of something happening? Something stressing you out because you're worried about what the outcome is going to be? These are typically the factors that are going to cause anxiety. It's usually worry over some sort, right? It's uneasiness. It's getting nervous about a situation, a person, what someone's going to say. If any of you have dealt with narcissistic people in your life, you'll know what I'm talking about. As soon as you even speak to those people that have had a narcissistic effect on you, your anxiety goes through the roof and it doesn't stop for hours, even if it was a very small thing that happened. But we have to be super honest with ourselves and realize that it's okay, because it's normal for everyone. Everyone has different triggers for anxiety. Different people give different people different amounts of anxiety. So if you can pinpoint what it is and just realize it's okay, you'll have a better understanding. Like I said, guys, acknowledge it's okay. You're human. Everyone's got anxiety. Don't think there's something wrong with you, and don't fucking let someone convince you there's something wrong with you for having anxiety. You're normal, you're human, you're going to have anxiety. Now it's up to you to do something about it. Let's not use drugs, because if you learn how to deal with your anxiety naturally, you become resilient, which means you can handle more stress. You can mentor other people. You can take on more. And as you're able to cope with it and your coping gets better, you're able to handle more and more anxiety, and you'll become less anxious over time with circumstances that used to make you extremely, extremely anxious. So one of the biggest things here, guys, and I know this is pretty obvious, but it's really, really important. It's taking care of your body. I know when you're anxious, you may not be hungry. You may not want to sleep. You may want to drink some alcohol, smoke a bunch of cigarettes, take some things that help you forget. But you got to keep in mind that that stuff is just masking it. It's not solving it. So once it wears off, your anxiety is still going to be there. A lot of this stuff will make it worse if you're not taking care of your body. It's proven going to the gym helps with anxiety tremendously. If you're not a gym goer and you don't care so much about being in shape, but you have anxiety, I suggest that you go, even if it's just a treadmill once a day, to keep your anxiety in check. I know that if I don't go to the gym for 3-4 days in a row, I'm a mess. Not really a mess, but I feel like my anxiety, I can't handle things as well. So what they really say about going to the gym and getting some exercise, doesn't have to be the gym, it can be any form of exercise. Something that's really just making you breathe, getting your heart rate going, making you sweat. It's similar to your mind going to the spa. It's a release. While you're doing these exercises, listening to some music, you're kind of disconnecting a bit, you're processing thoughts, you're thinking about things that normally you wouldn't have time to think about because you're so busy being in it every single day. When you're working out, you're taking a break from it. Your mind's taking a break. It's now digesting thoughts rather than just trying to bounce them off each other. You want to watch what kind of food you put in your body. You want to watch your alcohol intake. Shitty food, alcohol, nicotine all increases your anxiety. So if you want to keep your anxiety at a minimum in terms of what you physically put in your body, limit your alcohol intake or cut it out completely. Watch your caffeine intake. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Stay away from shitty food, and by shitty food, stuff that's high in sugar, stuff that's processed, stuff that's fried, a lot of pizza, pasta, that sort of stuff, yeah. And shit, what was my last point? Make sure you get your sleep. Stay away from drugs, guys. I mean, drugs doesn't do anyone good. I don't think I have to tell any of you that, right? You don't want to bitch about having anxiety when you're not doing yourself any favors by putting shit in your body that's making you more anxious. Now you're not helping your cause. You can't really bitch about having anxiety if you're self-sabotaging your anxiety, right? So let's just keep that first and foremost. Dealing with the causes of anxiety, giving yourself a warning. We first brought up earlier in the video, what's giving you anxiety? What people, what places, what things, what foods, what drinks, what circumstances, what fears? Those are warning symbols for you. If you can cut back or avoid some of those people or cut them out completely, I highly suggest it. I know it's hard to break habits, it's hard to break comfort, it's hard to get away from certain things or certain people, but you only have a choice. Either A, you learn how to cope with the anxiety that these things give you, which is almost impossible because it usually doesn't stop, or you distance yourself from it, or you cut it out completely. Now, you could distance yourself from a person, place, or thing to dramatically decrease the amount of anxiety you get if it's a circumstance that you can't cut it out completely. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's family, maybe it's someone at work, whatever the case would be, a place or a person, a friend, the list can go on and on, right? You can limit your exposure to it. That'll bring your anxiety down tremendously. If it's alcohol, I know like a lot of you don't want to admit it's certain things you enjoy doing, but I can guarantee you it may be if you get super honest with yourself. Cut it out or limit it. You don't have to go cold turkey on everything. I prefer going cold turkey because I think if I'm going to rip the fucking Band-Aid off, let's just do it. But if some of you feel like you can't take that step, take it in phases, decrease it. As you start being less and less anxious, you'll start getting more confident in dealing with your anxiety. You'll start to feel stronger. When your brain heals and gets its rest from the anxiety, it's a muscle. It'll get stronger. It'll be able to tolerate the anxiety more next time. Last and final point, guys, you want to put some good coping mechanisms together to deal with this anxiety after you've limited it and cut it out. Because even though you've gotten rid of or limited a source of anxiety, I can guarantee you there's another one on the way somewhere in the future. Because, you know, that sort of shit doesn't stop. One problem passes, another one comes, right? We discussed that in one of our last videos. You want to get some good coping mechanisms together. And once you start practicing them, hopefully you know what some of those are. Something maybe as a break that you need to enjoy. Just quiet and reading a book, or a certain type of tea that you like drinking, cutting out alcohol, making sure you're getting enough sleep. Maybe now you're starting to go to the gym or working out every single day, and that's helping you tremendously. Maybe you started talking to someone or seeing a therapist, and that's helping tremendously. There's resources out there. Everyone's not one and the same. Everybody needs different things. Test them out, okay? Therapy is always great. Going out with friends and talking to someone to decompress is great. Talking to a friend is great. Working out. Drink more water, get more sleep, take on a hobby, do something you enjoy. I feel like people, as you become adults, get so caught up in adulting, they don't take the time to do anything they enjoy anymore. Just because it's not serving you doesn't mean you have to cut it out completely. Like, we want to stay as part of our purpose, but life needs balance. It can't all be serious, right? Do something that you enjoy, and it's got to be something that's not going to completely fuck you up. It's got to be something that is innocent fun. Maybe there's a video game you like playing. Maybe you want to go out for a drink with one of your friends. Maybe you want to go golfing, whatever it is. List can go on and on. Test some things out. You'll know immediately when it helps you cope with anxiety. When it does, make it a habit. Work it into your life on a regular basis. The more coping mechanisms you have to release you from anxiety, the less anxious you're going to be. Take these 5 or 6 points that I've given you, roll them all in at the same time, and I can guarantee you your anxiety will almost go away completely. There's no other easier way. There's no magic word. There's no magic trick. There's no magic spell. And I don't believe in medication, guys. I know some people need it, but I think if you can at least try to cope on it on a natural level and give you everything you got. I know everybody says, you've tried what? Everything, right? But people have done it. There's a way to do it. Keep trying, keep using some of these tactics that I showed you. Promise you'll get there. Appreciate you guys joining me for yet again another video. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Drop any comments below with any feedback, questions. If you want to reach out to me directly for any more advice, feel free to as well. If not, check you guys on the next video.